Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody having a nice day today. Hope you all had a good night. Wherever you are, peace and power to you. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Not sure where everybody is, but if you take the time out today and you listen to my stream, I'd appreciate if you would, hit the thumbs up for me. And if you see it fit, you could share and leave a comment, whether you agree with me or disagree. I'm cool on everything. You know what I'm saying? So again, thank you for joining me. Um, I want to talk about Claressa Shields a little bit. Claressa had her pay-per-view against Declare, Marie Declare, I think that's her name, and she became for the second time she became undisputed for a second time in the second division, which is a momentous feat for anybody to do, man or woman. And she also, as I said, she did it was on pay-per-view. I don't know how much the pay-per-view really did, but in America, I think around the world, women's boxing is not at the forefront, unless you're in further eastern, maybe in other countries. Because I don't think women have, women have headline cards. I think in the UK, I think has Katie Taylor headlined a card. I don't know, but in America for sure, women's boxing is not in any way, shape, or form at the forefront of anybody's mind. Lisa Bales, how you doing, Ayabo? And she took a big risk by doing her pay-per-view, a big risk. She bet on herself, and I have to congratulate her for that. I have to congratulate her for her achievement. Claressa Shields gets a lot of hate, unwarranted hate from a lot of people. And I think a lot of it stems from things outside of boxing. Certainly, Claressa has not made herself super likable. She has a bit of a prickly personality. But that's okay, because I see male boxers with the same personality and they get love. But some reason with Claressa, a lot of people just don't like that personality for her. But I think for Claressa Shields, what's the alternative? To be goody two shoes or whatever, and you're still not gonna get no love? At the very least, say what's on your mind. If you think people stink, they stink. If you think you're the best, you're the best, and you should say so. Claressa, unfortunately, did not have the added assistance of having a world-renowned, boxer father named Muhammad Ali. She didn't have no Ali last name to help her along. Claressa doesn't have a super-powered promoter in America to push her. I don't even think she really has a team like that to really market her. But Claressa herself is doing the absolute best she can. She's fighting who's there to fight. She's becoming champion. She's becoming undisputed. And that's basically what people should be doing if you're in fight sport. I don't know how the pay-per-view did. I hope it did reasonably well. But in the climate in America, I don't have great hopes for it doing excellent, because not even male boxers are doing great these days. On pay-per-view, that is. Claressa Shields, the issue for her is that also she don't really have anyone to play off of in America. Her best shows, I think, was when she had somebody to play off of, when it was like Christina Hammer. That added a little bit of buzz. But Christina Hammer is not US based, and English is not her first language. So didn't really play like that. Claressa Shields needs a rival. She needs someone who she can talk it up with. She needs someone that she can be, if she needs to be the villain role, and let the other person be the so-called conquering hero. So people will pay to see Claressa lose. So that's what it's chalking up to be. Claressa is going to have to make it so people will pay to watch her lose. I don't know if anybody wants to really be in that position, or unless you're forced in that position and you just play your role. Like, for instance, in professional wrestling, the guy who we started out, who we know as The Rock, started out on the Rocky Maivia, and he was a baby face, and he was this, and people hated that persona. People hated it. He didn't get to stardom until he was kind of forced to turn heel, because he started out to be a baby face and he turned heel, and he just dealt with it, and he just ran with it, and it worked. But he also had a large platform behind him. Claressa Shields does not have a large platform behind her. Salita Promotions is doing the absolute best they can, I think. But ultimately, Claressa is going to need to sign with somebody that has a bit more clout. In America, I don't know who that is going to be. Top Rank, I've only seen them have like one girl. I think that's a lady named Mare, I think. And that's it. I don't see Top Rank having no other ladies on their shows. I think DeBella is trying something, but DeBella also is struggling to find fights for the ladies that he has under his banner. PBC doesn't do women's fights at all. So I'm not quite sure what she does unless she starts promoting her own shows. She was on Twitter recently going back and forth with Eddie Hearn, you know. And of course, Eddie Hearn loves that shit. Eddie Hearn loves that. Twitter back and forth. And Eddie Hearn ultimately, told her to come to the fight with Breckus and McCaskill. Come to the fight and let's see what we can work out. Because obviously Eddie Hearn promotes Savannah Marshall, which would be the perfect rival for Claressa. You'll have someone who apparently beat Claressa in the amateurs. You'll have the whole Britain versus the whole UK versus America thing, which, regardless of how you feel about women's boxing, you'll watch that simply for the UK versus America wrinkle to it. Some people will also watch because it's a white girl versus a black girl. Let's not get it twisted. So it has a lot of different elements to it. It has a lot of different elements to it that will draw people for different reasons. Again, the nationalistic reasons, the moral reasons, but some people think Savannah is just, has more class than Claressa or whatever. And you have a race issue. Let's not even lie about it. You have a race issue. So people will watch for different reasons. That fight more than likely will have to take place over in the UK, because that fight ain't doing no numbers in America. But it will do pretty well in the UK with fans and all of that, especially if paired with another big. If it's not going to carry its own card, it's going to be co-main. So I really think that it would. What's up, Justin Trouble? Peace. It would behoove Claressa to go to that fight with Breckus and McCaskill, meet up with Eddie Hearn, her and her team. He invited her over, her and her team, and start the conversation, because from here, Claressa really doesn't have nowhere to go in America. She's done all that needs to be done in America. So she really has to start working something out with Eddie Hearn. I heard her say, for the right amount of money, she'll lose her butt to go down to 147 to fight Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor's not a big girl. I think Katie Taylor actually moved up to the division she's in now. Katie is not, Katie Taylor is not that big a girl. So Claressa calling her Katie Taylor, to me, is what it is. I think the winner of Breakers versus McCaskill might be a better fight because at least you will have two people of somewhat similar size. Somewhat similar size. So Claressa wants to move down to fight Katie, who would have to be moving up again, maybe another 2 divisions or whatever. I think. Whereas the winner of Breckus McCaskill can meet her at 150 something because they're competing at welterweight this weekend. But Claressa is can come down a division, and this person can move up 1 division. So I think the winner of Breckus versus McCaskill, I think, would be a better fight, along with Savannah Marshall. Those are 2 fights there for Claressa. I think she should not call out Katie Taylor. I would not like to see Claressa Shields go down to welterweight. That's my opinion. But who knows? Claressa Shields, is at a crossroads right now because again, there ain't nothing left for her really in America. Because the fights that she might have to take, those can't carry no pay-per-view, and they'll have to be bundled on somebody else's card. And what card is that going to be? Because I don't think she has any working relationship right now with Eddie Hearn, even though she has fought in the zone before. I think it would really behoove her to go and see what she can work out with Eddie while Eddie's in America. Because the other 2 major broadcast companies are not doing much for women's boxing. Either way, she's quick to state that she's into MMA now, and I mean that's cool, but you have to go where the money is. And the money for you in boxing is currently with Matchroom with some of those fights over there. Go and work something out that's going to be feasible to you. Women's MMA, you're pretty much. I mean, yeah, you're going to make a couple dollars, but you're pretty much not. You're not starting on the level of Amanda Nunes. Claressa said, maybe in 2 or 3 years, her and Amanda might make for a mega fight. That's if you make it 2 or 3 years, because ain't no guarantee you're going to be good at MMA. Amanda Nunes already said, when asked, that she is not going to fight Claressa in boxing. It won't happen. Which means Claressa has to go fight MMA. Amanda Nunes knows that boxing is not her game. And she knows what will happen. So Claressa going into MMA, she has to make it through, because there's some very good women's fighters out there who are not named Amanda Nunes. So you have to make it through some of them first. So I wish Claressa the best. I hope she makes the best deal for her, whether that be in MMA or boxing. And I want to tell y'all thank you for listening to me. And y'all have a nice day, man. Peace out.